All right, good morning, everyone. Melissa here. How you all doing? I've got some popcorn. Gonna sit and chat. Figure this is your time, but it's also mine. So, what's up, everyone? Make sure I chew with my mouth closed. So, I am going to be. Hold on. Okay, so I'm going to be improving my YouTube channel here. I need to do some thumbnails. I need to do some titles. I need to work at this. I haven't worked at it a whole lot. I mean, I've done enough, This is a beginning for me, but I'm going to be expanding my YouTube channel. I'm going to be renaming it, doing different things with it. And then, hold on, I'm going to put the popcorn on hold because I'm touching my hair and I don't, I'll wash my hands before I touch popcorn again. So I'm going to be doing like a lot of stuff. What is this, you might ask? This is a $2 bill. And it says on it, many blessings. So I got this from a cute little family yesterday. So I was at work and this lady came in and she had her two little kids. And she's like, I've got like, $5. How much is the tax exactly if I get this or if I get that? And I'm like, okay, so you need 41 more cents. And she's like, I don't know that I have it. And I'm like, don't worry about it. I got it. I've got change in my pocket. So when I say I'm here for women to help them, here for people, here for families, I don't just say it. I back up what I say. I walk the talk, so to say. So, and I don't say this to boast at all. I'm just saying these are examples of how to help women. So she had two little ones with her, and I'm like, you know what, I've got it, don't worry about it. And then so I saw another older woman gazing over at the table with this mother and her two young children, and her child came up to me after they were leaving, and I'm like, what is your name, you little cutie? To her son, and he's like, this is for you, and he gave me the $2 bill. And I go, hey, why don't you keep this? And she goes, oh, that lady over there just gave us each a $2 bill. And she goes, so I want you to have this because you helped me, so I want you to have this. And I'm like, okay, thank you so much, I can hear someone out my door. Someone's out there. I'm expecting the tow truck. Well, not the tow truck, but people to pick up a title anytime now. When I sold my truck yesterday, they're like, if you have the title, we will give you another $150. And I'm like, I can't find it. Then I thought, for $150, go look for it again. So I did find it. I'm packing, so it was in one of my boxes. But anyways, this lady's like, I'm like, so, hey, let me give you some resources. Let me tell you where you can go. Since I've been here, these are the places I've used, and this can help you. So she actually is like this mother of 8, and I got to talk to her a little bit, and her first husband divorced, so she has, she was saying she had child support, and then when she remarried, her husband died, so she's now a widow with 2 little ones, and she was staying in a hotel. Her vehicle broke down. She was... there was a lot going on in her life, but her older kids were helping her with rides and all this other stuff. So there's a million ways to help women, and I plan on using my channel. I'm preparing for the Innovative Summit that's coming up, and I'm planning on helping women and men. Somebody left a comment here. What about men? Don't you think men need help? I will be expanding to things for men because we want the whole family to be healthy, right? But it's going to be, I'm going to have a resource center. People have been like, you are so resourceful. I'm going to have a resource center for all kinds of help. I already call pregnancy centers, see what they do. I will be connecting with businesses, with churches, tons of people. what I'm also looking at now is someone had sent something about addictions. There's a place in New Hampshire, New England, where they have help for people with addictions. So I will be helping, I'll be using resources like that, helping women out of porn, helping women out of sex trafficking, women with eating problems, women with all kinds of things that they go through. I'm at that, like, I'm like mid-age, so I'm at that age where I have had the older generations. I've seen the older generations, and I've seen the generation before that, right, with my grandmother, and then the generation before that when I was younger. So I've been around people all my life, tons of different people, and then I've been around the younger generation too. Obviously, with my sons, I'm a mom of five. Five sons, one lost to an abortion when I was a teen from a forced abortion. So I just have like this huge amount of ability to relate across like tons of different people, right? Tons of experience, tons of people. So tons of jobs. I've worked at so many jobs too. And, you know, because of my work history, because I do have such an amazing, diverse work history, people are like contacting me constantly. And they're like, we saw your, like, I just had someone contact me about helping out in a senior home. And they're like, we were impressed with all the experience you have. Can you come in at 7:30? Can you work at this time? And I had just said to, I had just made plans to give more time to the job I have, to actually commit there for, you know, for a while. I like the people there, and I really like this job. So I'm just, it's easy. I don't really have to, you know, think a whole lot. And, you know, you get other jobs where you have to, you know, really work hard at it. It takes all your time. You're bringing home your job, so to say. This one's easy, and right now where I'm planning on investing in my YouTube channel, I need a job that's easy. I need one I can bus to right now. I did apply for looking at another vehicle for me, but that's down the road a little bit, I think. We'll see. I'm trying to lose a little weight for this summit because I will be speaking in front of people. But I will be helping women in a million ways, and men. And when I think of all my uncles, you know, I think of my aunts. Part of this too is I have a passion because I had a family that came from the projects. And because of that, I have a passion too to help people. I have a Catholic background, growing up, and then Protestant background. And because of my Catholic background, I think Protestant too. Protestants work really hard, but because of my Catholic background, I am like a worker. You know, people at work will be like, "Holy cow!" You know, you can work like, I mean, I can work more than like three guys. I mean, I work hard. So because of my Catholic background, just the experiences I've had in life, my mom was a hard worker. My dad was a hard worker. So because of all this stuff, I'm kind of pulling it all together, looking now more to expand, looking at, okay, if things would have been different with my grandmother, how would things have looked for that family? You know, I had an uncle who, you know, really had to go through the ringer because my grandmother was pretty neglectful of, you know, her kids in many ways. So they could have had it different. They could have had a much better life if she was someone who had the training to raise her family up, you know, the training to take care of her family instead of being out going to bars and living her own life. You know, how does it affect our children, you know? So I was thinking about something else. Oh, yeah. So I had, on my grandfather's side, I had a great aunt who, Doris Zipporah. This Zipporah Road in Hooksett is still there as far as I know. So I used to go there as a kid, and, you know, she had a huge in-ground pool back in the day when people didn't have money for pools. And we used to go over there. She had a big house. They had money. Bob Zipporah had a trucking company. I remember getting like this Mac dog, stuffed dog when I was younger because the Mac trucks, their mascot was the dog. So they were very rich, and this is my grandfather Leon's sister, right? He had Evelyn, Doris, his brother Jimmy, and him being a Kate, he definitely, his sister could have taken the kids in. She could have definitely taken them in, and at one point she would tell my mother, I wish I had taken you guys in because they had like no food half the time, no clothes, nothing. I mean, very little, and she had wished she had taken them in. Um, so, people who have money, they have tons of money, and they just sit there and they watch a family suffer. I don't know how that happens. I really don't. I know back in the day there was a snobbery, with people who are rich compared to people who are poor. I'm sure that's still there in many circles. But I mean, it's just, it's unbelievable that, we need family. We need family taking care of one another, right? And my mother was in an orphanage, and it's amazing to me that nobody said, with all this money, hey, she doesn't have to go to an orphanage. She can stay with me, right? So the orphanage was not fun, according to what I've heard. The nuns were extremely strict, not a great place. You think of orphanages nowadays, I think of something a little bit better. But I'll be looking to have like a resource hub connecting orphanages, connecting different, like every resource to help families in every single way. So that's the plan, helping homeless and helping men heal from using resources, not me, but using resources to help men heal from addiction, abortion, post-abortive care for them. We know there's some books out. I'll be looking into more books for men. Broken relationships. Like I said, the mainstream for me was broken relationships. It wasn't going out there and like doing porn and, all that stuff. It was broken relationships. And I had those all around me. And so when I had my family, I mean, there was broken relationships in the dating scene, but when it came to family, I mean, family for the most part in my grandmother's age stuck together no matter what. And you do want to look for these patterns. Like I should have seen it before, but my husband kept breaking up with me, and it's like, what the heck? You want to look for those patterns in family that, can a guy stay committed? Or is he someone who's going to break up with you? So definitely, my boyfriend, Mike, definitely needed a breakup there, breaking into my family's home and everything. Smoked pot, I definitely needed a breakup there. But when my mom broke me and my boyfriend up, she definitely didn't help, okay? She didn't help the situation. That was a first break for me. And that is not healthy for young girls to have, those broken relationships. You want to stay in a relationship. And when I took a study, Grace, a ladies group, Grace for the Wounded, this lady said to me, you want to stay in a relationship. And you do. You want to stay. You don't want just a life of broken relationships. So my dad disowning me, there's nothing I can do about that. My mother, nothing I can do about that. But I can use all that to say, if I was someone in the position to help people, how would I help them? And, God's opened the door over here that tons of people need help. I am at this point in my life that I am here now for others. I took care of my family, and that was my main focus, but now I'm here to help others more. So I think that's a normal progression. As you are a kid and a teen, you're living your life for yourself. As you're a teen, as you're a kid, you're doing what you need to do for your family, and then you find that guy, you build your family, you're focused on your family. and you can give in little ways, but you're mostly invested in your family. And then as you grow, you've got the time, and you've got the time to invest in others. So that's what I got for now, guys. I'm just gonna like take one popcorn. If you have any ideas, down below.